Let's talk about branding and logos because it's so common for people to mix up the two. I've heard from clients that they want to work on their branding, and so I get into the discussion and it's a talk about their logo. So what is a brand? What is a logo? Let's get into this. Well, a logo is obviously the symbol that is going to represent your practice. The thing that you're going to use on your signage, the thing that's going to be on your social media, and so on. The image that is associated with your practice. Your brand, however, is much more than that. Your brand is the sum total of all your marketing. It's the feeling people have about your promise that you make to them. Do you keep your promises? What kind of promises do you make? So Apple has a brand. They don't own hotels, but if we knew that Apple was going to open a hotel, we would have a certain understanding and a certain feeling for what that hotel might look like. That is Apple's brand. We understand Apple to deliver in a certain way, and that becomes their brand, our understanding of them as a company. And brand loyalty is just, do we align with it? Are we willing to choose them over other competitors even though they charge more? That's all brand loyalty is. So how do you develop your brand? Well, the first is going to be to make better promises. Make promises that align with the people you seek to serve. So it starts with understanding, who do you seek to serve? Because if you have a diverse group of people and you make a promise, it's going to be good for some people and good and bad for other people. So we have to be very clear with who we seek to serve so that we can make better promises that they would consider better. Because better is not up to us. So once we identify who we seek to serve, we make better promises, and then of course we uphold those promises. It's one thing to say that we're a certain way, to present yourself as such, to work on your website and your marketing, to take photography at angles that hide all the bad parts. And when they show up and actually experience you, is it hollow? Is it shallow? Or does your actual marketing, your front end marketing, reflect the back end marketing, the actual experience that they will have? Because if there's a promise mismatch, if there's a broken promise, that's going to hurt your brand. It's not going to create referrals. You're not going to build any soft assets like reputation. And so ultimately you get left with a worse brand. So a couple notes on branding is to, one, make better promises and keep your promises, to identify who it is that you seek to serve so that you can make better promises in the first place. And then back to logo. So I think people overthink their logos so much because they rely on this thing to communicate way too much. They want the logo to represent every aspect of their practice, but guess what? The logo is not your practice. And other things are gonna affect how people understand your brand way more than the logo itself. There's so many examples of great companies with terrible logos that thrive because it's not about the logo. So Starbucks is one that comes to mind, and I'm sure you could Google a lot of examples. So that's the difference between branding and logo. Branding is way more important, or your brand is way more important. Don't mix up the two. Don't say that we're gonna do branding and then work on a logo, because when you do, you miss out on the opportunity to actually work on a brand and actually understand what a brand is. Because I think as an industry, we kind of understand the importance of brand, but we don't know what brand is. Don't fixate too much on the logo itself. Pick something that you like, that you think your patients will like, the people that you chose to serve. Choose something that works for the both of you and stick with it. You don't have to change it. You can have a terrible logo and still have a very, very strong brand that creates a lot of brand loyalty, because it's not about the logo, it's about everything else. All right, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.